Hey hello guys, welcome to Wiki channel where the search for the truth begins. So today's topic is EIA Draft 2020 politics. As humans, are we protecting the animal species which live near us? Are we protecting our trees and our environment? The answer is no. We have not taken steps to protect them. The act which is against our environment is this EIA Draft 2020. This is EIA Draft 2020 Part 2. Please watch the first video, link is in the description of this video. Let's get into the video. Forgetting important matters is national disease which happens in India. This video is for the people who forget. Some of you may say that you have learnt a lot about this EIA Draft 2020 and now we are ready to oppose this draft. But is it enough by just opposing this EIA Draft 2020? If we understand the politics which is happening behind this draft, we will know who is doing good for the people and who are not. Why have they released the EIA Draft 2020 now? We have already discussed that the world is worried about the coronavirus and there is a business going on by developing a vaccine. So if a disease or a virus affects the people, then they can do business. Similar to this, EIA Draft 2020 is another business. There is an economic crisis and unemployment in India. So creating new companies and industries is an ideal and a good idea. Should these industries or companies follow guidelines which does not affect our environment? Through this EIA draft, our government is indirectly abusing our natural resources and wants to destroy all our natural resources. What are some of the reasons we are against the EIA Draft 2020? When we discuss the reasons, you will automatically oppose EIA Draft 2020. The first reason, for example, one day all of a sudden there will be an industry in front of your house and wastage from the industry that spills around your house. So if we go and question them and protest against the industry, officially they will show us the EIA Draft 2020. The government indirectly says to industries not to take into consideration the people in the area or the pollution which that industry spreads. The house is an example for all of us to understand the impact of this EIA Draft 2020. What is the next issue? Take for example, they have started an industry near your house. The pollution from the industry is everywhere. Can we raise questions or protest against the industry? According to the EIA Draft 2020, no, we can't. Only a government official can raise their questions against the industry. An official from that industry must inform the government about the pollution. How funny and stupid is this EIA Draft 2020? Why is the government reducing the restrictions for the industries? Due to the economic crisis, the Indian government has given permission to boost up the industry sector. Thus, approval will be fast. Before they start an industry, they have to take a survey from the people. Until 2016, the information about the industry was given to the people to get approval. In EIA Draft 2020, they have reduced that days from 30 to 20 days. The people who belong to the next district must not ask questions. Only the people who belong to the particular district may ask questions. We have already discussed it in the first part of the EIA Draft 2020. We are discussing this in the second part because the next part of the video has a link. The next issue is, until 2016, if the government plans to build roads up to 30 kilometers and the width is 20 kilometers, through the EIA draft, the government has to take surveys about the impact which it will cause to the people living in the area. But in EIA Draft 2020, they have declared that for building roads for 100 kilometers and 70 kilometers width, there will be no EIA to analyze the damage. The government will immediately sanction the construction. How will this EIA Draft 2020 have an impact on the Indian people? For example, an industry wants to build its building in a particular area, but that area is a coconut grove. There will be no roads near the grove. The distance from town to this coconut grove may be 20 to 26 kilometers. The industry or the government are permitted to build a road to the grove without getting permissions from anyone. This is a small project. Imagine the big projects which may appear near your houses. Next comes the clearance issue. An industry should have 2 clearances from the EIA 2 times per year. This compliance report has been reduced to 1 per year. Remember the Gujarat incident? In Vizag, the gas leak from polymer industry? Many people fainted and many animals died. When news came out about the killing of an elephant in Kerala, throughout India many protested against the killing of the elephant. The pollution from the industries near your houses, districts. Due to this, many animals die to gas leakages, which includes cows, goats and chickens. People should also speak against these incidents, but we have failed to even think about it. Before the EIA Draft 2020, if they are going to build a building 20,000 square meters, the state level appraisal expert committee scrutiny. But now in EIA Draft 2020, they have increased to 1,50,000 square meters, meaning most big buildings don't need scrutiny. So an industry which occupies land like an airport doesn't need any approval from this committee. So when people started to know about the issues of EIA Draft 2020, there were websites started by the National Environment Advocacy Group to get public opinion on the EIA Draft 2020. The government has blocked 3 of these websites. So, by blocking websites, if the government thinks that they can stop protests against this EIA Draft 2020, then there is a hidden politics. Understand this, EIA Draft 2020 was released after the lockdown. The government knew that people cannot come together and protest against this EIA Draft 2020. So, the government can easily pass this draft. People started to create websites to educate the people about the EIA Draft 2020. The government blocks these websites. The government considers this as a victory. There were some tactics which were done by the Finance Minister of India. Mr. Amit Shah announced that they are going to auction 41 coal mines for commercial mining. What is the connection between 41 coal mines and the 100 kilometers roads? When they start to privatize the coal mines, what issues will arise? Let's look at only coal mines now. They have declared that 41 coal mines will be privatized. What does the government order contain? The bidders for coal mining doesn't need any kind of experience. The company which can afford the operation without any experience in the coal mining field can bid. So you and me, we can lease the coal mining camps if we have the money. India is ranked number 2 in coal mining around the world. Nearly 9% of coal mining has been done in India. But the coal resources mainly are largely concentrated in the center of the forest. So to reach the destination, they have to destroy the forest. To do this, they have to change the EIA Draft 2020. 100 kilometers, they can lay roads whether it runs through your houses or forests. There is no approval from experts to start an industry up to 1,50,000 square meters. So they will easily build an industry and pave the roads through the forest, cutting down all trees. Why do they need coal? The exports of coal is minimum. We are producing electricity through coal. It is called thermal power station. The coal used in this plant will be washed coal to improve its quality. Until 2016, it was the law. But slowly they started to change this law. For example, if they retrieve 600 to 700 million ton coal, there are only industries in India which can wash only 190 million ton coal. What happens to the remaining coal's productions? We will burn the coal directly. Can't we use the coal to directly burn it and make electricity? Indian coal is known to contain 30 to 50% of ash when they are directly burned. So we have many procedures to burn these coal. So after the washing process, the ash output will be low when burnt and the carbon emissions will be low. But now EIA Draft 2020 says that the private organizations can mine the coal. There is no amount of restrictions. They can dig any number of coal mines anywhere. They are allowed to produce electricity. The government needs money to encourage the industries to greatly pollute the environment in India. They have recently launched this EIA Draft 2020. So this is the indirect message which the government has given to private corporations. Will we stand and watch the government giving away our natural resources to the private companies? We trended the elephant bomb blast incident. Now they are going to plant bombs in each and every animal in India and blast them due to coal mining operations. Chhattisgarh, Madanpur, there is a coal mine. The coal mine is 21 kilometers. In the 21 square kilometers, nearly 19 square kilometers is forest area. So now they are discussing whether to continue the mining or not. If this EIA Draft 2020 passes, then the coal mine will be privatized. Nobody can question them, and they will easily destroy the forest around the mine. There is a road project which is still pending in Hosur. Do you know the reasons? Nearly 33,000 trees must be destroyed to build this road. Whether it is a government or a private sector, if they destroy one tree, they should plant 100 trees. This is the Indian law. They have to plant 100 trees in another location to destroy a single tree. So if they pass the EIA Draft 2020, they can easily destroy the 33,000 trees, which consists of 400-year-old trees. What is the damage it will do to the environment? How many animals will get affected? How many living animals are they going to kill? So by destroying these trees, the government will kill many animals. Now let's take a look at Chakla coal block in Jharkhand. This coal block is surrounded by 50% of forest region. There are many important rivers near this coal block. Imagine if they give it to the private corporations and change the laws which are favorable to them. What is the role of the government here? The private sectors will only be keen in looking after their profits, not the environment nor the forest. Madhya Pradesh Goret area East coal block is 80% forest area. So the total coal mines which are awaiting for allotment is 41. Nearly 30 to 38 coal mines are surrounded by forest. The natural resources in the forest area will all be destroyed and pillaged. This should be governed by the government. This is why we vote and select a government to protect our natural resources. The laws should be passed to safeguard these natural resources and forests. This EIA Draft 2020, which the government has released, is a disaster against the nature and the natural resources of India and the Indians. So we will raise our voices against this EIA Draft 2020. There is a link in the description of the video. Please click on the link. All the details are there. All you have to do is sign the mail and send it. Some commented, don't we agree with India's development in the economy? We say that unemployment should be erased, but we should also protect our natural resources. This is our work, balancing between employment and safeguarding the environment for the next generation. Our ancestors did it. Now it is in our hands to pass it on to our next generation. Our Indian community has now started to think about future generations. The questions we ask should be answered by the Indian government. We are in a situation where we should raise our voices and ask questions. Is sending mails enough to stop this EIA Draft 2020? First, we must try this method. Let our government know that we are against this EIA Draft 2020. Let's wait until August 11th. Let's see if there is democracy and sovereignty exist in India. Let's wait and see. Comments about this video are most welcome. Please do subscribe and share for more content to WikiWalks, the voice of Wiki. Please give a like to this video and please don't forget to click on the notification icon. Nandri, Vanakkam.